what's happening? This is Joshua Buatsi and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Now, when you talk about current prospects and potential future world champions, look no further than Joshua Buatsi. Now, this was his, 10th fight, I believe it was. And this was for the British light heavyweight title against Liam Conroy. Now, this was a step up for him. A lot of people didn't know too much about Liam Conroy beforehand, but just look at his resume. He has been around the block a fair bit and was definitely a test for Joshua Buatsi. And this was a fight that I was really looking forward to, and I kind of wanted it to go a few rounds. I want to see Joshua Buatsi go a few rounds, and he's always supposed to, because he's not being put in against journeymen. He's not being put in against bums or anything like that. Not at all. He's been put in there against the kind of fighters that he should be at this kind of stage. And you may argue that the British title may be a bit early for someone with only less than a dozen fights. But the way that he's been going through opponents, you can see why. You really can. And Liam Conroy is a very, very capable opponent, and he looked pretty good tonight. Now, this fight only went 3 rounds, which was a bit longer than what Buatsi usually goes, right? But Buatsi was in pretty much control of it, but let's not say that it was all that one-sided. For me, Liam Conroy, he was putting it on Buatsi at times, as in he was trying to trade. He was on the back foot. He was trying to box him, and he did catch Buatsi a couple of times, and especially around number 3, he did catch him with a pretty decent shot. But Buatsi, that seemed to just spur him on and make him angry and just go for it. Now, Buatsi is a very, very nice guy out the ring, but inside that ring, he's got a switch where it's just business, okay? He's not interested in going the distance. If he can get you out of there, he'll get you out of there. And when he gets his opponent hurt, it's game over. He knows how to finish an opponent off. He's got that predatory instinct. He really does. And he looked good. And he did dominate the fight as such. But as I said, Conroy did have his little moments where he did catch Buatsi, but it's a boxing match, you know, you're going to. For me, Buatsi won the first 2 rounds quite comfortably. And round number 3, when he got caught, Buatsi, with a pretty decent punch, that just seemed to get Buatsi angry, as I said, and he just went after Conroy, caught him with some decent shots. Conroy went down. I think he kind of went down more to stop the onslaught, to be fair. But either way, he kind of, he looks at the corner, he kind of smiles a bit, gets up, no problem. As I said, Buatsi, a predator, just went straight after him and caught him again and caught him flush with a sweet right hand. And Conroy went down, face down. I thought, okay, he's going to stay there now. But he didn't. He gets up, he's smiling, and the referee stops it. For me, I think that maybe the referee should have kind of let it carry on in some ways. But hey, listen, I'm not a referee. I'm not looking at his eyes, of course. But it just seems to me that Conroy, well, listen, maybe the writing was on the wall, so maybe it's a very good decision. But for me, I'd have probably given him one more chance to see if he can try and survive the rest of the round. But ultimately, the referee did stop it, and I said I can't disagree with it too much. I think that the writing was on the wall at that point anyway. But Conroy did come to fight, so big up to him and big up to Joshua Buatsi. He's now the new British light heavyweight champion. Let's see what happens next. Apparently there's talks about him being on the Joshua Miller undercard in New York on June the 1st. We'll have to wait and see about that one. And for me, I'd love to see him in there with a Hosea Burton, with a Anthony Yard, if Frank Warren ever wants to make that fight, probably not. But I'd love to see him in there with a Craig Richards or a Callum Johnson at some point. For me, Callum Johnson of the British light heavyweights, he's at the top end, in my personal opinion right now. How far Buatsi is behind, we don't know. We just don't know. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this fight. Congratulations to Joshua Buatsi. He did what he had to do. He done what he always does. Goes in there, looks good, looks composed, and he's just deadly. He really is. So anyway, if you've never watched him before, keep an eye on him for the future. In my opinion, he's going to be the real deal. Honest to God. Anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.